What's up, Big 12 Nation? It is Tuesday night in America. That can mean only one thing. It's time for another edition of your favorite YouTube-centric Big 12 college football show, the lead into the State of the Union. That's right. It's the one. It's the only. It's the biggest 12 with me, your host, Clint Foster, alongside my trusty compatriot, Brownie. Wherever you are, thank you so much for making us a part of your Tuesday night. We got some big basketball games happening tonight. Hopefully, if you're like me, you're still flying high from kicking Canada's ass in the only sport they're supposed to be good at twice, men and women. Just look at that. I mean, 12 gold medals. America. There's so much good stuff to feel and to talk about. Yes, America. And got a good show for you. Talking about all of these interesting ACC rumors. Supposedly, ACC might be courting two Big 12 teams. But before we get into any of that, I need something from you. I need you to subscribe to the show. Subscribe to the show. There it is, running across the bottom of the screen at Big 12 DOCFB. Subscribe right now. Hey, we're trying to listen. When you subscribe, when you tell people about the show, when you share the show, it helps us bring you a better show. Okay, that's just the facts of the matter. I got $6 the other day for several months of work. It would be great if that could be a better number than $6. So help me grow the show. You enjoy this. Tell people about it. Yeah. Evangelize people about this thing. Yeah, Brownie, we do a good job for you, don't we? So subscribe. Yes. And follow me on my personal YouTube channel at Clint Foster Creations. Got a new trailer up that nobody has watched for my next project that I'm working on, all about Jim Pittman and his fatal heart attack during the 1971 Baylor game. It's a fascinating story. Go check out the trailer. Right now, working on it, hoping to have it ready for y'all by the fall. That's the plan. I got some more interviews to try and gather. But in the meantime, please enjoy that trailer. Also, follow me on Twitter at Clint_Foster55. There it is right there. Follow The Voice of College Football on all of your socials. Check out thevoiceofcollegefootball.com and the shop. And follow my man Brownie at
Cyclone Brownie.
Cyclone Brownie. All right, Brownie, how you feeling on this Tuesday? How you doing, brother?
It's warming up after being in the frozen tundra for a whole week. So,
I love that for you.
Yeah.
I love that for you. Fantastic.
Shout out. Joe Goodman was making fun of my snowmen. I still had some snowman stuff up, and he made a comment about snowmen in February, and he got stuck in New York City where there was the blizzard. So that's what happens when you mess with my snowman art.
Maybe he can apply to be one of those emergency snow shovelers in New York. That new task force they're building up there. Okay, so lots to get to as far as ACC rumors, but first I got to share some breaking news today that is oh so exciting, especially because this is something that I asked for on Twitter so many months ago, like last summer. Now, Sam Lazarus was sure to undercut my joke and say, no, we were already planning this. You had nothing to do with this. But TCU, for the Ireland game, busting out a alternative helmet. And it is evocative for those of us who are Frog fans back in the old 2010 Rose Bowl days. Would you look at that? The frog has a shamrock in his mouth, and you better believe TCU is selling merch associated with this shamrock frog. New St. Patrick's Day uniform unlocked for yours truly. Just got to decide how much money I'm willing to spend on all of this shamrock stuff. There's some Peter Millar polos that I'm like, dang, those look really good, but that is so much money for a polo. So. Just gotta
when it's more than a couple of bucks, if it's above 70 for a polo, we're getting into some very questionable life choices.
Yeah. So anyway, but I'm super hyped about the helmet. It brings back memories of this beautiful guy from my sophomore year right here. Only good memories of the frog with the rose in his mouth. I mean, listen, that's the greatest helmet that's ever existed ever. The TCU Horned Frog with the rose in his mouth. But Brownie, what are your thoughts on the Shamrock Frog, and how jealous are you that you didn't have the tornado bird holding a shamrock for y'all's game?
I mean, I honestly like that you guys are able to actually do something with a logo. Like you guys have already done it with the Rose Bowl, went off great. Having the Shamrock looks great. Purple and green is one of my favorite dynamic duo color combos. So
Yeah.
like I really appreciate it. Iowa State I don't think is cool enough to go with it because like green, red, and yellow. I mean, it's close to the Irish flag, I guess,
Just
but
kind of giving
like,
Christmas, maybe a little bit.
yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I think that they could have done something a little bit cooler, or like literally anything. But I mean, at least we weren't weirdos to try to put a Gaelic knot as our center stripe on the helmet.
Yes, yeah, Kansas State did do that. Um,
Yeah.
my understanding is that we're going to be the home team for this game. So
Interesting.
as to what uniform we'll be pairing with this helmet, we could go a lot of different directions with it. I mean, obviously, you have to go with the purple helmet if you're doing the homage to the Rose Bowl helmet. But then the question becomes, okay, so then do we do the black jersey, purple pants, the whole Rose Bowl look? That's a classic look as far as TCU is concerned. I'm a really big fan of the white, purple, white, but obviously that's not the way that we're going. I would have to assume and hope that this is going to be a black shirt, purple pant type of thing. But let us know in the comments. Dish Fish, I know you're out there. You're going to care about this conversation for a former equipment manager like myself. So let me know what you're hoping the Frogs are going to pair with this helmet. And what everyone, let us know in the comments. What do you think of this? Are you vibing with the TCU Shamrock helmet, or are you not? Listen, I'm excited. And now all of a sudden, I'm probably not, most likely not going to be able to be at this game, but I am now. I promised on Twitter that if such a thing happened, I would be on board with the game, and I am now very much on board with the game. So I'm now excited, where I previously was less than excited. Other TCU news that I suppose we can talk about a little bit. There are rumors, or I don't know if it's right to call them rumors, reports from TCU media that supposedly athletic director Mike Buddy is working on an extension for Sonny Dykes, and I have thoughts. Brownie, talk me off the ledge here. What are your thoughts from an Iowa perspective?
I mean, when you at least look at his record, I think that he has done suitable in Big 12 play. Obviously, you guys are wanting to fight for Big 12 championships, the college football playoffs. I mean, you're coming off of Gary Patterson, who, has arguably been the face of TCU football.
I wouldn't even say arguably.
Yeah.
Unquestionably.
But I think that it's definitely interesting, and I think that it's more of a move to maybe renegotiate buyout clauses. Maybe give them a few more years just for, I wouldn't necessarily say job security, but probably like recruitment security, to where like you can tell recruits like, oh hey, by the way, like sure his contract ends in 2029, but like now we're giving it to him for 2032 or whatever. So like now the recruits that you're now going after for the 27 class understand that, oh hey, Sonny Dykes is probably going to be there my entire career. Which, I mean, in this day and age of NIL, I think it's a little less important to have a coach there because, I mean, money is now, let's face it, the primary driving factor.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, if you're trying to sell a program, you're trying to sell a small school, Obviously, TCU probably has way more money than we do, but obviously does not have as much money as whatever Texas Tech has somehow pulled out of their mattresses, or even like BYU. So
Out of
I
the
mean,
earth.
yeah, out of the earth from dinosaur bones. But I think it's more of a stability thing, and I think that they should renegotiate the terms, the buyout, to reduce the buyout, especially for TCU for justifiable cause for firing.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then I'm down with it, right? If that's the trade-off that you have to give him a couple more years on his contract in word to then make it easier to cut the line if you absolutely have to,
Yeah,
then I think that would be a good decision. And I think that's something too that, well, and Steven Johnson, Melissa, all of these guys and gals who cover TCU do a very, very good job at it. And I know that there's no doubt that they're looking for this information. But that's something that I feel like you definitely want to publicize of like, it's not just that TCU is okay with being, let's call a spade, mediocre, right? This is a move to try and secure an exit ramp if we need it and keep him around if the success is there. I mean, because, when this news broke on Twitter, all of the TCU fans, all of my friends, everyone I know is like, what? Right. And this isn't even coming from a place of like, oh, Sonny Dykes is a bum and we need to fire him. It's just like, what has he done to merit an extension? Right. You can say, you can talk to your blue in the face about like, oh, well, hey, winning 8 games, that's not bad. Come on. TCU has higher expectations than that, and it's okay that TCU has higher expectations than that. It's also worth noting that both of those 8-win seasons were exceptionally disappointing 8-win seasons. You should have done much, much better than that. Last year in particular, I mean, you fell butt backwards until the amazing Alamo Bowl, which really restored all of our faith in humanity. You kind of fell butt backwards into winning those 8 games when you should have had a season where you were legitimately competing alongside the BYUs and the Techs for the upper echelon of the conference. So it's just a situation of, has he done anything to earn an extension as of right now when he already signed a massive extension after the national championship appearance? I would say no. Now, is there a lot of excitement and positive feelings in Fort Worth right now compared to what you would probably think? Yeah, because a lot of people feel, myself included, feel extremely good about the offensive coordinator hire, feel really good about some other moves that he's made in the coaching staff and players that he has brought in the portal. Also, some recruits that are getting older now, staying with the program. You like the continuity. There are good things, but it's like that needs to be borne out in the win column in 2026. I was like, what year is it? 2026 before any talk about an extension needs to be had. But to your point, Brownie, if this is about restructuring more than extending, then that's a conversation I'm willing to entertain.
yeah, and honestly, I think that's where TCU needs to really look into it because um, I just personally believe and feel that, especially with NIL the way that it is, that you have two options. You either go get a coach, get him on a 10-year contract, let's say like $100 million 10-year contract, and the buyout is 50 million for year one, and then it just drops like 5 million every year until you're at 20 mil or something
Mhm.
as the cap, to where like, you don't have a Lane Kiffin situation where he goes for free basically.
Yeah.
Or you give the coach like a 5-year contract or something like that. You give him 5 to 7.5 million, and maybe the buyout is 2 million. It Because you understand that, like, sure, you're going to get a little bit of money, but at least like that little bit of money is going to help you go and find another coach. Um, and especially now when NIL is arguably starting to level the playing field for most of, let's I mean, if we put in like S, A, B, C, D, and F, it has started to level off the B tier down, right? So
Mhm.
like everybody B tier and down, you're starting to see all of these really good teams that used to be really good pre-NIL are now starting to equilibrium out with everybody else. So 8-win seasons, I mean, might be a really, really good season for like a lot of teams. And I mean, man, Penn State fired James Franklin on a whim. Virginia Tech fired their coach on a whim. Okie State, I mean, that one was inevitable. But
Yeah.
you have so many coaches that are getting fired for still having winning seasons.
Yeah.
That you're going to have to start looking at like protecting your own university with lower buyouts.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that is one of the prohibiting factors that why Sonny Dykes wasn't really, it was never even a discussion to fire him, because that buyout, I think, is just absurdly high.
Yeah, I mean, look at Dave
ahead.
Aranda's buyout.
Yeah,
Dave Aranda's buyout was huge, and now they're just kind of clinging on and setting themselves back every couple of years with every year that they add on to the Aranda. I mean, even look at I know this is a football show, but if you look at Kansas State for basketball right now, they just I mean, Jerome Tang is going to take him to the woodshed and try to get
Yeah.
18.5 million.
As he should.
Yeah, he would be owed 18.5 million over the course of 2 years, and you still have to go out and find another head coach, which might also have a buyout contract. So now you might be like what, 30 million in the hole just to get a new men's basketball coach, unless you go to the G5 or like the FCS or the mid majors. Like, you're going to be out a lot of money because of these massive buyouts. And I understand coaches wanting the massive buyouts, but
Sure.
I mean,
Jimbo Fisher's got to retire early.
Yeah, like you got to put your foot down at some point, being the athletic director, and just be like, "Hey, man, how about this? We do a small buyout, 5-year contract. If you meet X expectation, we extend it another 3, or something like that. So you can promise your recruits you're here. And as long as you keep meeting those expectations, we'll keep giving you pay raises every 3 years or whatever, just to keep it to where you're like a full recruiting cycle out." I mean, otherwise you're going to have universities that are more than likely going to go broke because of all of these like massive buyout clauses and everything. I mean, look at Colorado. They had to buy out even their OCs and DCs. So slippery slope.
Vince. Oh, okay. I'm back.
Hello.
Here I am.
We're back.
let's
I was like, oh no, am I by myself?
Brownie's going to talk to himself. Okay, moving on to our main event. The rumors, a swirling around Twitter about a potential invite to the ACC for TCU and West Virginia. Here you have it. So, Chris Lambert, it's always the West Virginia accounts that have all of this realignment
Weird
rumors.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. High degree of confidence. ACC plans to target TCU and West Virginia, old Big East rivals, in a bid to hold off Big 12 raid. ACC scheme intended to strengthen perception of conference and weaken the Big 12 prior to the Big 12 contract year in 2030-2031. Now, this is making a huge assumption on the ACC's part that TCU and West Virginia would see the ACC as a remotely more safe landing spot than where we already are in the Big 12. Now, would West Virginia, I think, have some temptation to join the ACC because of geographical reasons? Maybe. But the Big 12 is certainly a more secure conference, it appears, financially for the long term. All of this also is coming off the heels of the grant of rights for the ACC that's, from MHVer 3, everyone's favorite realignment rumor mill. He also tweeted back in January, expect the grant of rights to the ACC to be challenged very publicly and very directly very soon. And he was saying that in regards to the SEC likely raiding the ACC. So, Brownie, what do you make of all of this? Does the Big 12 at large have anything to worry about as far as TCU and the West Virginia leaving? What do you make of these rumors?
It's kind of weird, right? Because I think that the only way that the ACC even remotely beats out the Big 12 for West Virginia in TCU is giving them somehow more money than what the Big 12 is willing to offer, which
Right.
means that you have to give them a full share year one.
Mhm.
And if the ACC already has less money currently than the Big 12, how are you going to do that? How are you going to pull
Mhm.
that off? Like, are you going to have to tell like Wake Forest and like a couple of these other like smaller schools like BC and um like I mean heck, you're not going to go to North Carolina or Duke and tell them to go kick rocks and take a pay
Yeah.
cut to
Yeah.
add 2 schools. Like they're not going to say yes. I don't think any of those teams would even remotely say yes to reducing their own funds, especially now in day and age where like your student athletes are employees and you need $20.5 million to pay them. Like you're not going to take a pay cut.
Mhm.
So unless somehow ESPN and the ACC find enough cash to make it worth their while, I think it's the silliest rumor that I probably have seen in all of college realignment. Because like there is no where are you getting the money, right?
Yeah.
That's what confuses me because you have to give them full shares.
Mhm.
Have
But
to.
what is realignment without silly rumors? I mean,
Right.
what is the off season without realignment slop to
Yeah.
lay before the hogs, right?
I mean, I'm not saying that it's not smart for the ACC to go after Big 12 teams.
Of course,
Like
yeah.
they'd be stupid not to. They'd also be stupid not to try to go to the SEC and go to the Big 10 and maybe pluck some of the middle table teams, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
Like it nature of the beast in a world
yeah.
where
Try and
we
bring
want
Maryland back home, right? Try and get
yeah.
Rutgers in there, you know.
Yeah, which I thought it was funny that Rutgers, this is like their first year or something where they actually get a full share of the Big 10 media. Like they have been in this conference for 15 years and they're
That's insane.
finally actually getting money for joining the conference.
Uh, yeah,
Maryland was in that boat too. Like they
yeah.
both said, "Okay, we'll join the Big 10 and not take any money for 15 years." Like I don't know who came up with that
And
idea,
get
but
our butts beat in by, you know,
yeah.
everybody.
It's the same with the Nebraska thing that I shared with you like a couple of weeks back, right? Like the athletic director that was on like the Matt Rule, Scott Frost era, like his entire thing was trying to get Bob Bowlesby to bring him back.
Mhm.
And like he was trying his darndest to bring Nebraska back to the Big 12, and Texas and Oklahoma kept giving him the middle finger. Which do
As
you
they
blame
should
them?
have. Yeah, as they should have.
Yeah. So like sometimes the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And I feel like with West Virginia and TCU both now surviving yet another conference realignment,
Mhm.
that they are far less likely to jump a ship that has become stable than if maybe the Big 12 would be imploding again.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Brownie, I have switched things up on you.
Uh-oh.
Literally mid-show, I had a brilliant idea to make what we were originally planning oh so much more delicious. So originally we were going to have, the cliche, the tired conversation of, okay, if the ACC falls apart, if the Big 12 is going to raid the ACC, which 4 ACC schools would you want to add to the Big 12? And I'm sitting here thinking, like, it's going to be the same 4 we always talk about. We're going to assume that Miami, Florida State are off the table. We're going to assume probably that North Carolina, Duke are off the table. So we're going to talk about Louisville and Pitt and North Carolina State. And I'm already snoring, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this
So,
is the biggest 12. We have fun. We do things differently. I am going to add an element of chaos to this discussion. I have created a random wheel of ACC teams. They're all there. Okay. So basically, Brownie, both me and you are going to get 4 spins each. And
okay.
then we're going to have to justify whatever ACC team is selected, why adding them to the Big 12 is going to be the best thing ever, whether
Oh,
that's
gosh.
Stanford or Boston College or SMU or whoever, right? So maybe
Uh,
we'll get oh yeah, Virginia Tech. That's kind of who I had in mind.
do
And
we get
maybe
one
Rutgers.
pass? And
No,
I'm
no
asking
passes.
for your sake because I have a feeling you're going to land on SMU.
No passes. If that happens, then I'm going to have to make the best of it. All right. This is how the chips are going to fall where they may. Okay.
All
And we're
right.
going to have to make sense of it. And we're going to have to be excited about it. And like, here's why adding them to the Big 12 is going to be the best thing ever. All right.
Sure.
Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe it's going to be a Miami or a Florida State or what have you. Maybe it's going to be a Cal. And we're just going to have to live with that. So, Brownie, would you like to spin first or would you like me to spin first?
You know, I'm gonna bite the bullet first. Let's go. Let's go,
Okay.
numero uno.
All right.
Let's see what I got.
Spin the wheel. And Brownie, you are adding.
Oh my God, I'm getting Cal.
The California Golden Bears. All right. Newest member of the Big 12, the Cal Golden Bears. Brownie, tell me why you're so excited to add Cal to the Big 12.
All right. So I think honestly, the first thing that I think of with Cal is actually their academics.
Okay.
Great research school, great research university. They already have a lot of ties with Big 12 universities, at least academic wise. So from an academic standpoint, I think that this is going to work extremely well. When it comes to adding them for football and justify them adding into the conference, I would
Yeah.
say that the best part of that is somehow getting into the California market,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
then could help other Big 12 schools open up the avenue of recruiting the California market.
You're finally on the West Coast, right?
Yep.
I don't know when Arizona's on West Coast time and when they're not, but now you got every time zone represented in the Big 12. That's got to count for something.
Yeah, and instead of Pack at night, we get the Big 12 at night.
Yeah. Big 12 after dark. Yeah, baby.
Oh, dude, except I would be so pissed if it was my team kicking off at like 9:30 p.m.
I mean, that was the situation when TCU played BYU this past season. It was
Yeah, I mean
that
that would be the drawback, but we're only worrying about the positives here. Being
Yes.
able to have also like that additional time slot, I think, where like a lot of people are maybe like on their way home from their own games, or it's late at night, they still want to scratch that itch of football because they're trying to avoid their family before going to bed. Like that would be an option, and you're getting eyeballs on it. I think the only other drawback is the Cal crowd. Obviously, there's way more things to do over in wonderful California land.
Yeah, you can protest at Berkeley. You can,
you could go to
pay
the
your
beach.
taxes. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, like we can chuckle all we want about Cal sucking, but I think adding in like trying to get into that LA market and then helping universities academic wise would bring financially a lot more sense.
Well, you say LA, this is Bay Area, right?
Well,
Berkeley's in the Bay Area.
potato.
Yeah.
They're the same thing. Don't at me.
Don't tell a Californian that. Cannot wait for that first game where the Golden Bears go to West Virginia.
That would
and
be
have a
11 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah, have a gold and blue throwdown with burning couches and moonshine, and all the Cal fans back home are watching it at. Geez, 11 a.m. kickoff would be what?
11
8
here
a.m.
would be 9 a.m.
Wait.
Yeah,
8 a.m. 8 a.m. Because 3 hours Eastern.
Well, big noon kickoff is 11 o'clock our time, noon o'clock East Coast, right?
Oh. Good call.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
That would still suck.
Brownie's new version of the Big 12 has Cal. Very exciting.
Go Cal Bears.
Yes. Okay. All right. So let's give us a spin here and just go ahead and watch this end up on SMU. Here we go.
SMU. Let's go, boys. Oh. Dang.
Okay. Yes. I'm excited about this. Yes. All right. So
give me James Franklin, baby.
I'm very excited about this. I think Virginia Tech, in a lot of ways, fits the Big 12 mold, right? You got a passionate fan base. You've got a school that's kind of out there in the boonies. They're playing Inner Sandman and getting hyped before the games. I like this a whole heck of a lot. And plus, you get the Virginia Tech West Virginia rivalry back. That's very fun. I love everything about that. And Virginia Tech, from a football perspective, I think, the arrow is pointing up with James Franklin there. Will they be winning ACC championships? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe they'll be competing for them. They'll certainly be competing for them. Whether or not they'll win the big games, I guess that remains to be seen. But, this is an easy one to get excited about. Virginia Tech in the Big 12. And, Big 12 legend Michael Vick. Right? Let's get excited about that one. Yeah. I feel like this is actually a dream scenario, adding Virginia Tech as one of the four. I'm very on board with this.
So, funny story, Virginia Tech actually was one of my 4 schools that we were adding.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I'm all about it. I think now basketball wise, they don't add a lot to the league basketball wise, but you don't really need. I mean, golly, if we need one more,
we need bottom feeders, man.
Yeah, I mean, please give us some more terrible basketball programs. For the love of God, TCU needs more teams to, supposed to beat and then lose to anyway, right?
Hey, same.
Yeah. Man, I'm very excited about this. This is
I like that pick.
A boon. Yeah, super excited about this one. Don't have to justify that at all. All right, Brownie, here you go. Your spin.
Let's see what we got here. Oh God. Oh. All right.
Hey, that's another good one. That's another good one.
Honestly, this is probably arguably the one that's most tied to, I think, the Big 12 for moves. Louisville and Pitt obviously are probably the top 2 that everybody agrees upon. That is like the teams to add. I like this a lot because, again, Louisville, kind of a Big 12-ish university, at least fan base wise. We also now would get the Cincinnati Louisville rivalry that apparently
is nails, baby.
Yeah, apparently is a lot more heated than I thought it was. Mm-hmm. So I think that,
as a former Conference USA fan, I can attest to that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that one is definitely a very big add. It's like another team, obviously East Coast-ish. Mm-hmm. You can have kind of that itty bitty pack, West Virginia, Louisville, Cincinnati, to where like the traveling isn't as bad now.
Yeah.
Adding kind of in that Kentucky market, even though like, Louisville is pretty dang near the border. I mean, I think it's something to get excited about, right?
Yeah.
That Cincinnati fans and West Virginia fans actually have somewhere close to go to.
Yeah.
Instead of potentially flying or having to drive 10 hours plus, like it would pay for itself.
Yeah.
Just in travel expenses.
Excellent geographic sense. You've got the historic rivalries, and it's a great basketball ad too. Great.
It's a huge basketball ad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they have a lot of alma maters that are still floating around. Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
I mean, getting Lamar Jackson into the fold with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Big 12 legend Johnny Unitas. Right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Throwing it way back.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, Kenny, we see you in there in the chat. We've actually just covered this, the rumors of the ACC wanted to add West Virginia. So I'll put you up on the screen here. Yeah. Basically, our consensus is we see absolutely no reason for TCU or West Virginia to want to leave the conference. Big 12 is much more stable than the ACC right now. The ACC would have to offer both TCU and West Virginia full stakes, full shares, which is something that surely they don't have the money to do. I think this is a line that the ACC needs to put in the water, but probably is not going to catch a fish. And so now we are adding ACC teams to the Big 12 by the gods of chance. Okay, so Brownie's version of the ACC now has Cal and Louisville.
Yeah, buddy.
And we're going to see who, in my version of the Big 12, is joining Virginia Tech. Come on, let's see what we got here. All right.
Ooh.
Oh, come on, give me Pitt.
Nope. You get UNC.
This is again
basketball all the way, baby.
Yeah, it's an easy. I wanted Pitt for the backyard brawl, but yeah, UNC is a huge ad. Obviously for basketball. I mean, can you even imagine? Well, yeah, academics, just like Cal, great academic school. Don't tell the athletes that. But yeah, I mean,
basketball would be a bloodshed.
I'm literally like about to start bleeding from my eyes thinking about a basketball conference that includes UNC, Arizona, Kansas,
Houston,
and Houston. Yeah. On
North
top
Carolina,
of
Iowa
Texas
State.
Tech, Iowa State. Oh my God. Like, what the hell?
We would be what SEC thinks they are in football.
We already are.
Basketball, if we also add North Carolina.
No, but like if you add North Carolina, you might as well just form your own league. Like, why are you even
basically
like yeah. Why are you even playing to be in March Madness? Like you've literally
I was gonna say we already would play the Big 12 championship, like conference
the Big 12 championship
would
is
literally be Final Four.
Yeah, like oh my God. So that would be incredible from that standpoint. Yeah, great academics. I like adding more East Coast schools for the benefit of, you know, your UCFs, your West Virginias, your Cincinnatis. Obviously, North Carolina doesn't have any baked in rivalries or history with any current Big 12 schools. But, I mean, it's a huge ad if we can get them. And, of course, they would want Duke to come with them, but that's not up to them. It's up to the mercy of the wheel. All right. So sorry, North Carolina. And, you know, we saw this last August, and certainly this coming August, that UNC football is capable of drawing eyeballs under the right circumstances. Will Bill Belichick turn them into something? I don't know.
Circumstances.
I don't know. But I mean, hey, they can get interest. And it's I would say most years it is a semi-respectable football program, right? I feel like historically Duke is a lot more of a bottom feeder than UNC is. I mean, they've had moments, right? They've had their moments. So yeah, I think UNC is a great ad. Great ad. I don't think culturally they're quite as natural as a fit as Virginia Tech is. I think Virginia Tech is literally just like, why haven't you always been in the Big 12? But it would be a huge ad for the Big 12, and I'm very happy to have them. Welcome, UNC. Yeah, Carla, you're so right. Can you even imagine UNC Kansas basketball rivalry? Get out of town. Absolutely
those
absurd.
Would be expensive as shit.
Yeah, absolutely absurd. Golly Moses. Okay, Brownie, are you ready to spin?
Ready for 3.
Here we go. Number 3 of 4. Let's see who is joining
Brownie's
Big 12 next.
Give me there
it is.
Hell yeah.
They have wanted it for so long. SMU coming to the Big 12, and Brownie has to do it and not me. That deserves a drink. All right, Brownie, why are you so excited to add SMU to the Big 12?
I'm excited to add SMU. Just being able to add another shithousery Texas team with a lot more of the Southwest Conference teams already baked in.
I do love that. Come on. I do love that.
Yeah. The rivalries within themselves, if you pod all of those Texas schools together, could probably feed the entire Big 12 hate week. So, I mean, obviously, you're down in Texas. You might as well stranglehold Texas some more. You add an additional Texas school. Yes, it's another like church-affiliated school, private institution, blah, 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 blah. Nobody really cares about that anymore. Just being able to draw the eyeballs and then the absolute shithousery shit talking that would happen on X would like.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, anything that would have been my justification. Anything that gets us closer to the old Southwest Conference, I'm on board with bells on. And listen, TCU and SMU's rivalry has literally never been more relevant. Well, I would say never. It has not been this relevant since the 30s. Okay. That's the last time that it actually mattered. And it's mattering again. And we canceled the series like a bunch of cowards. I will stand by that. I will die on that hill that we were cowards for canceling that series. I like the Iron Skillet. Now, do I want to share a conference with SMU? Do I want to compete against SMU in that regard? No. Screw them. Right. That's how I feel about that. But listen, if this is how we got to play them, then so frickin' be it. You have a very eclectic 4 adds to your Big 12, Brownie.
Cal,
Louisville,
Louisville, SMU.
Hey,
Yeah,
I don't know anything about Louisville's academics, but that's 2 good academic institutions.
I mean, I think Louisville actually has some pretty decent academics, but I mean, I don't know. SMU is adding more academics than Nebraska ever gave us. So
yeah, that's true. Surely Louisville has some sort of like horse husbandry, racing, art of racing class degree, something like that. Okay, who's next for mine? Joining North Carolina and Virginia Tech. Come on, Boston College. Something stupid.
Oh, dang it.
I like this a lot. Oh, I like this a lot. Okay. Another great culture fit for the Big 12.
Another ag school.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. And look at this. Virginia Tech, UNC, and NC State. What a great 4 to add. Now you've got finally the rivalry partner for UNC coming with them. That's very exciting. NC State is scrappy. NC State's got a very solid basketball tradition that you're adding again to the Big 12. And they're a scrappy football school. They've had their moments, right, where they've really made some noise. Again, I just think it's a beautiful cultural fit. You got an ag school, country folks. There's certainly a Southern contingent of the Big 12. But they kind of have, I feel like NC State kind of brings that same West Virginia vibe to it. Yeah, I am all about this. And I think that NC State might develop a nice little rivalry with West Virginia that could be very fun. I love it. I love it. We're not adding any new markets with my ads. We've added like 1 new market.
You've added the Carolinas. That's about it.
Yes. Yeah. Because my understanding is Virginia Tech is pretty close to West Virginia. I think Blacksburg is pretty close. So I have to look at a map.
Also, while you pull that up, Louisville has one of the highest ranked criminology programs.
Well, there you go.
Another top audiology program. And they have 267 annual degrees in nursing and healthcare professions.
Fascinating.
So, academic. I'm keeping the academics going.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like Blacksburg is pretty dang close to on the border with West Virginia, but it's on the opposite end of West Virginia from where Morgantown is. It's not like West Virginia is a huge state, but Morgantown's much closer to Pittsburgh. So yeah, listen, we're adding a nice little hatred zone here with North Carolina, NC State, and Virginia Tech.
The hatred triangle.
Yes, something like that. Unless we get all of Tobacco Road, we can't really call it a true hatred triangle.
Oh, that would make me so sad if you got Duke too.
Yeah, I mean,
I would say that this is rigged.
Duke is kind of falling in line with your academics, though. All right. All right, we didn't remove NC State. Get out of here, NC State. You've been picked. All right.
Yeah.
I love that we're leaving Miami, Florida State, Clemson. None of these teams are coming off the board. Okay. Brownie's last spin. Let's make it count, baby.
Give me Pitt at least.
Pitt.
Oh, Clemson?
There it is.
Okay.
That's huge. Okay.
I did not have anything prepared for Clemson because Clemson, within their own rights, was definitely not supposed to be in our conference.
But sometimes miracles happen, Brownie.
Sometimes miracles do happen.
The wheel has smiled upon you.
Hey, man, I guess. I think, like, adding Clemson, we're kind of solidifying ourselves now into the Carolina region with this pick.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any natural rivalries baked in, because there's obviously is South Carolina, Georgia Tech, BC, Florida State, Georgia.
Do you see a Clemson UCF rivalry budding? I'm sure UCF would love to fancy themselves of such.
I mean, maybe, But I mean, it's just, I think that they're the redheaded stepchild. Let me look at their academics to try to justify academics. Let's see here.
I mean, having visited Clemson for a game, I think they've got more of an SEC vibe than a Big 12 vibe.
Yeah, they really
just
do.
Culturally. And I visited them back in 2009, so this was before they were winning national championships and stuff.
I mean, I guess, okay, academic-wise, they're going to fit in just fine. 77th overall for engineering, top 64 in education, a lot of computer science, which fits in with Iowa State, fits in with Tech. So, I mean, I guess my expansion is purely academic-wise.
There you go. Well, and I mean, Clemson has certainly fallen on hard times football-wise in the era of NIL, but
yeah,
I mean, this is a storied program. You know, this is
and
definitely adding a lot.
They've gotten to the national championships a couple of times, so at least you're going to be. So they're going to be trying to bring in the prestige of that, and I mean,
some cachet.
I am currently at what Super Bowl champion Aaron Rodgers for Cal, NFL MVP Lamar Jackson, the Pony Express for SMU.
Yeah.
And Clemson, I have Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, I was thinking the guy who likes the massages, Deshaun Watson.
Oh, Deshaun Watson. Yeah, we can forget.
But yeah, him. Trevor Lawrence.
we can forget about D-Watt.
Yeah. Wow. There's your additions to the Big 12. It's not a bad four. It's not a bad four at all. Cal is definitely the odd one in there. But all right.
Yeah.
Let's see who I'm adding. And listen, one of these Florida schools at least is going to get left on the cutting room floor, and it's going to be hilarious. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Oh, God. Screw you,
almost
Florida
got
State,
to
Miami. Nobody wants you. Nobody wants you, Florida State, Miami.
Great hockey school.
You are not welcome in the Big 12. Yes. Future Big 12 hockey champion, Boston College. Yeah,
You're dipping into my academic shit now.
I love it. This is without a doubt the worst possible fit for the Big 12. Not a cultural match. Adds nothing athletically. I mean, I guess now we're gonna get eyeballs.
We get the like upper New England area.
Yeah. We have now captured the New England market, man. People in Connecticut are be watching Big 12 football. People in Connecticut are going to be watching the Butt Bowl. All right, that's what's happening here.
Why
people
wouldn't
in Vermont
you watch the Butt Bowl?
People in Vermont are going to be talking about Farmageddon. All right, that's the real victory here.
People up in Maine are going to be talking about the Holy War.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Boston College, we're happy to have you. We're so glad to have you. Yeah, I guess. Listen, hey, we just won hockey gold. I feel like I think of Boston College. I think of the Miracle on Ice. I think of that hero. I think of heroes. Okay, American heroes, hockey heroes. The guy at 9/11 with the bandana who saved all those people from the towers. Right. I think of a beautiful American school in America's greatest conference. All right, and hey, Boston College. Welcome another private school with, I think they're a Catholic school, right? Aren't they? With a church affiliation. Come on down, man. I can see a Boston College BYU rivalry forming. I can see a Boston College, TCU rivalry forming. Why not? We've got students from everywhere but Texas these days. Boston College, so excited to have you. Yes, Stitchfish, long flight to Boston.
All right. Now it's my turn to throw a wrench into your chain.
Okay.
Now we are the Big 12 commissioner, and we have to figure out the brand new Big 12 football conference with adding these 4 teams.
So like pods or region or what?
Pods, regions, do you split it in half? Like, how would you fit in Virginia Tech, UNC, NC State, and BC into?
Okay, how do we schedule this thing? Okay.
Yep.
Well, I'm a fan of pods. I have been very much on the record as saying that I'm a fan of pods for scheduling. Okay.
Because now we're at 20.
We're at 20, yeah. So we're gonna have pods of I guess we do 4 pods of 5. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking.
4 pods of 5. So you play those 4 schools every year, and then probably you do, I guess you could do kind of like in baseball where it's like, okay, or not in baseball, but in like the NFL where it's like, okay, we're going to play the NFC West this year. We're going to play those teams. Or we're going to play, the AFC South. So, all right, I need to look at a list of everybody. Big 12 standings. Sure. All right. Okay. I think so. We've got mine up on the screen here. We're adding Virginia Tech, UNC, North Carolina State, and Boston College. No, I don't care about the swimming championship. Take me to who's in our conference. Home. Okay. All right. So all of my schools right here.
Here, if you want to share what I just shared. Put that up on the screen for everybody.
This is massively helpful. Yes, much more helpful. Okay. So, all right. I feel like, oh man, this sucks to have West Virginia and Cincinnati.
All 4 East teams.
Yeah. Okay. UCF is going to get left out in the cold. I'm sorry to tell you, UCF, you're going to be in a terrible situation here. Okay. My gut says I want to have, I will call it a Southwest pod. We'll have the 4 Texas schools in Oklahoma State. That pod makes too much sense, right? Okay. I think that's a pod. I think so that's one of my 4 pods. You've got a West pod that is your 2 Utah schools, Arizona State and Colorado. That's one. That's 2.
Yep.
And then let's see. I guess then we'll do a. Oh my God! Like this is not. I wanted to put West Virginia with Virginia Tech, but I don't think it makes sense. Okay, what if we did? Okay, I think. All right, I'm going to do Kansas State, Kansas, Iowa State, Cincinnati, Boston College as another pod. We'll call that North. We'll call that the North pod.
Okay.
Right. Boston College has Boston College doesn't fit. All right. So we're just going to have to put them somewhere. And that's where they're going to go. And I'm sorry that Cincinnati can't play West Virginia anymore, but West Virginia doesn't care about you anyway. So then that gives us an East Coast pod of West Virginia, Virginia Tech, UNC, NC State, and UCF. That's how I'm doing it. And they'll play again. You'll play those 4 teams every single year, and then you'll alternate each year what other pods teams that you will play. So pods will be matched up. This year it'll be Southwest and West are matched up. And then obviously it's going to be the 2 teams with the best
kind of like the NFL
make the conference championship. Yeah. 2 teams with the best record make it the conference championship, and there you have it.
All right.
Whew. All right. So that's how I'm solving it. All right. So let's get
mine's a little bit easier, methinks.
Yeah, yours is a lot easier. All right. So here you go. You got a Texas pod already. That's super.
So I am gonna do kind of the same as you, but a little bit different, right? I'm gonna actually split mine into 2 divisions. I'm gonna have an East and I'm gonna have a West.
Okay, sure.
And then in those 2, there are 10 total teams. Okay. Mm-hmm. And you will be split in half into your pods.
Yeah.
So it's close to the same thing, but you're just having an East versus a West. So you will play.
Well, why would you need pods if you're having an East and a West division, though?
So the way that it's going to work is you will play 6 teams in your East, and then 3 teams in your West.
Oh, okay. All right. So that way there is at least some play.
Some type of overlapping.
Okay.
Because otherwise, I mean, when you throw in pods, like, you're not going to be getting like the true best matchups. Then it's all a scheduling thing where if you force to play 10 or 6 out of the 9 teams, extra teams in your pod, then at least you're fighting everybody on one side that would then be the conference champion, and then you're playing 3 on the other. And then obviously you're going to be cycling through however best that you can. So for the West, you are going to have let's call them the West, and
the West,
the West, the far West. And that's obviously going to be your Cal, Utah, BYU, Arizona State, Arizona.
The Pac-12 schools plus BYU.
Yep. Basically the Pac-12 with BYU.
Yeah. I don't think of Colorado as a Pac-12 school.
No. But the next one, I am actually going to put Texas into that bunch.
Okay.
And that is, it's going to be Texas. Like, you have Tech, TCU, Baylor, Houston, and now you have SMU.
Yeah.
So it's going to be great because you get
Colorado is in the East.
Yes, which makes no sense, but who cares? Because
but you
the
can't
Big Ten
separate
did Legends
Houston,
leaders.
you can't separate Houston.
Then we'll have the hateful 8 division pod, which is Colorado, Okie State, the 2 Kansas schools, and Iowa State. There's enough rivalry in that bundle to probably piss off an entire generation.
Yeah, love that.
And then obviously, then your last one is going to be your Cincinnati, West Virginia, UCF, Louisville, and Clemson. Again, you're going to be playing 6 of those universities, and then you're going to be playing 3 on the other side, and then you're just going to have to keep cycling through. And at least the way that I was thinking about it is you do a home and away, right? So whatever team you are playing for, let's say this takes off in 27, you're playing then the opposite in 28. And then 29, you flip it around. Kind of like what we used to do in the Big 12 when we actually had 12 schools. You would play the 5, and then you would play the 3, and then you would flip it.
Yeah.
And then you would go to the other 3, and then you would flip it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm hoping for, is like not a University of Iowa situation where you haven't played Michigan except for in the conference championship game for over a decade.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. Dish Fish, BYU will vote before this happens. Okay. So, all right. That is our show. We added ACC schools in a much more fun way than we could have ever dreamed. You know what? It was a good time, Brownie. Maybe the real ACC is the friends we made along the way. All right.
And then watch it crash and burn because they said, "Hold my beer."
Yeah, exactly. All right, Brownie, tell the folks where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on X and Blue Sky at Cyclone Brownie. Feel free to also follow After Dark CF on X. There's a Discord link, and we are playing conference realignment bingo right now. So join the fun.
Love it. Subscribe to the show at Big 12 BOCFB. Help us grow this thing. If you're watching on Twitter, hi. Go subscribe to the show. Help us make this a movement, okay? You need more of this insanity in your life. I know you do. All right. Subscribe to my personal YouTube channel at Clint Foster Creations and check out the new trailer I've got on there for the documentary I'm working on. Heartbreak, TCU's Lost Decade. This is one that's going to appeal to everybody, not just TCU fans. Check it out. Also, follow me on Twitter at Clint_Foster55. Follow The Voice of College Football on all of your socials, and check out thevoiceofcollegefootball.com for all of your off-season needs. Great conversation, all of the show schedule, everything you could ever want, and a great shop. Chef's Kiss. And download us wherever you get your podcast. Give us a 5-star rating. I love y'all. Keep doing the thing, okay? Until next week, I hope your team wins, unless you're Arizona State tonight. I love ya, and go Big 12. We'll see you around, folks.